Let's talk about something that drives pretty much every business owner crazy: website pricing. How is it possible that you can get a quote for 500 bucks and another one for 50,000 bucks? It feels like a total black box. Well, today we're going to open that box and see exactly what's inside.
I saw this question online, and it's perfect because it's what we're all thinking, right? Is 3 grand a steal a total ripoff, an investment? The truth is, the price tag alone tells you almost nothing. It all depends on what you're actually trying to do with it.
So yeah, let's get right to the heart of it. What's the real difference here? I'll give you a hint. It's not just about how pretty it looks. It's about strategy, it's about ownership, it's about future growth, and maybe most importantly, it's about the hidden costs of trying to cut corners. To really get this price gap, you have to understand that there are two totally different philosophies when it comes to websites. And it all boils down to a really simple idea. Are you just renting your spot on the internet, or are you owning a valuable asset for your business? That cheap website, that's what we usually call a cookie cutter site. It's built from a template that's been used over and over. The business model here is all about speed and volume. But that means your unique business has to get squeezed into their pre-made box, not the other way around.
So here's the bottom line. With a cheap site, you're basically renting space. You don't really own the thing, which means you can't just pick it up and move to a new host if you're unhappy. Sometimes they even stick ads on it you can't get rid of. But owning a custom website, that's a true investment. It's an asset. You control it 100%. It can grow with you, and it actually looks like your brand.
Okay, so what exactly does paying more get you? It's not just about the code and the graphics. You're buying expertise. You're buying a strategy. You're buying a whole team of specialists who are focused on building a tool that actually makes you money. I love this analogy because it just makes so much sense. You wouldn't hire one person and expect them to be an expert plumber, electrician, roofer, and carpenter, would you? I mean, maybe one person could build a house, but it's not going to be the same quality as a house built by a team of pros. A professional website is exactly the same. And just like that house, here's the crew you're actually hiring. For a real investment-level website, you're getting a strategist, a designer who understands user experience, a copywriter to make your message powerful, a developer for the heavy lifting, an SEO specialist to get you found on Google, and a project manager to make sure it all happens on time. A $500 site, that's usually one person trying to wear all those hats, and, well, some of those hats are going to fall off. And when you lay it all out like this, it becomes super clear. You're not just paying for a design, you're paying for full ownership. You're paying for a custom look that makes you stand out. You're paying for the ability to add new features later, and you're paying for actual professional support. With a cheap site, you're usually on your own for all the hard parts, like writing the content and figuring out how to grow. And let's talk about growth for a second. An investment website is built with SEO, search engine optimization, baked in from day one. It's designed so that Google can find it and show it to potential customers. This is why serious businesses invest in SEO every single month. It's not a set-it-and-forget-it thing. It's how you get a steady stream of customers. That's a level of marketing that cheap, one-off sites just can't touch. So, we've seen what you get when you spend more. But what about the other side of that coin? What's the real price of going cheap? It might save you a few bucks today, but believe me, it can cost you a fortune down the road. This is where it really hurts. A cheap website isn't a one-time expense. It's an ongoing headache. First, you lose time, your own valuable time, constantly fixing things that break. Then you lose sales because a confusing, clunky site frustrates visitors and they just leave. And finally, you lose the entire investment because eventually you realize it's not working and you have to scrap it and start all over again. And the fun doesn't stop there. Cheap sites are magnets for hackers because their security is often an afterthought. They can make your brand look amateurish. A lot of them are awful on mobile phones, which is where most of your customers are. A slow site can actually hurt your Google ranking, making you invisible. It's a whole cascade of problems. Okay, so let's turn all of this into something you can actually use. Let's build a simple framework to help you decide what's right for your business. Because this isn't about always spending more money, it's about making a smart investment that matches your goals.
And let's be really clear here. A cheap website is not always a bad idea. In fact, there are plenty of situations where it's absolutely the right call, a very smart and practical decision.
So, if you're just putting up a site for a single event or for a personal hobby, a cheap option is perfect. If you're testing a wild new business idea and you don't want to risk a lot of cash, go for it. Or if all you need is a basic digital business card with your name and phone number, a simple template site is all you need.
So, on the flip side, when does it make sense to make that bigger investment? When is it time to graduate from the template and build a real business machine? You invest when your website becomes a critical tool for your business's growth. If you need to stand out from your competitors, if you plan to grow and scale, and especially if getting found on Google is how you get customers. If you need an online store or a booking system, any of that advanced stuff, then a professional build isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. So ultimately, it all comes down to this thought right here. Your website is your virtual storefront. It's the first impression you make on so many potential customers. And investing in it isn't just about spending money. It's a signal. It tells the world and it tells yourself that you believe in what you're building. It shows you're serious, and it invites your customers to take you seriously too.